Greetings, my name is Keyan Mitchell, and I'm an actor. So, what do I do on a regular basis? On a regular basis, I spend the majority of my time chasing opportunities, pursuing auditions, developing relationships with casting directors, other individuals that could help propel my career, while also spending the time to also give back in various ways, such as also bringing up aspiring actors as well who may want to be actors as well. The beauty of being an actor is that I have the ability to chase my dream through my creativity. I have the ability to be able to express myself in different ways through the lenses of different individuals throughout life. The ability to create allows this opportunity to forever be fulfilling in many different ways. Again, it allows me to express myself, but at the same time, it also gives me the ability to have an impact, an everlasting impact on other individuals that may watch my projects, for example. As an actor, the compensation varies. Sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get a lot. This depends on the opportunities that you get, which is why it's very important for me that I stay true to the reason why I'm actually pursuing acting. I'm pursuing acting because it's a dream of mine, something that I've always wanted to do at least since I was about 13 years old. That's when I made the decision to say that, hey, this is something that I really want to get into. Attending North Carolina A&T State University, where I actually executed that pursuit in my acting career, is where I really began to explore the different things that I needed to learn about acting from an educational perspective. When I was at A&T, I think I took only one acting class, and it was acting for non-acting majors with Professor Gregory Horton in our theater department. And then from there, I transcended over into Raleigh-Durham, where I performed as, who was I? I was actually Brother Wynn in a play called Miranda and Brother Wynn, which was based on our cakewalk that our ancestors did back in the day. From there, that landed me in Charlotte, where I actually began to take my formal acting classes. I studied something called the Meisner technique, which is my go-to technique that I use to train and harness my emotions and different other aspects of acting that we need to groom ourselves to be the actors that we want to be. I actually started that effort in Charlotte after I graduated with my computer science degree from A&T. Being an actor allows you to be able to create a business of your own. I'm in the business of myself. I'm my own brand. So from there, I've allowed myself to create an LLC called KRM that allows me to be able to bring on other individuals such as a staff, such as a manager, an agent, a board that I go to consult with, and also create a strategic roadmap in how I want to pursue my acting career. So just because you're an actor doesn't necessarily mean that you can't make it lucrative, or it doesn't mean that you can't formalize a business structure around your career. Actually, formalizing a business structure around the career gives you the opportunity to come up with different trajectories in regards to where you want your career to go. And it also allows me to be able to essentially just expand my wealth of knowledge and my business acumen in regards to the acting world or the business aspect of the acting arena. Most people, when most people think of acting, they just think of what happens in front of the camera. Yes, that is acting, of course. But there are so many key elements that go into building the business of being an actor. This also depends on your goals and where you're trying to go. So for me specifically, because I want to be a major brand, a major name in the industry, it's important that I monitor things such as my marketing, branding, the legal side of things, the things that are needed to develop my influence on an audience or just a following or just individuals that I'm actually trying to reach out to for opportunities. So acting isn't necessarily just about what you're doing in front of the screen. Literally it is, but on the back end when you're actually developing these different components or elements of your career, it's very, very important that you take the time to think about your marketing, think about which lane or brand, or think about what your brand is, which would navigate the lane that you're actually being as an actor. There's a whole business aspect to it, from casting directors and developing those relationships, developing relationships with other peers that are also actors coming up with you as well. Because just like you have different actors from older generations, such as Denzel Washington, Danny Glover, Angela Bassett, and many more, that's that generation of actors, right? So it's important that you also develop relationships with other actors that you're coming up with in the industry, and not just actors. Again, casting directors, executive producers, directors, in some cases, most importantly, even writers. So the whole business aspect of the acting world is also very, very essential to getting your career to that next level. Developing your craft is probably the most, if not the most important aspect of acting. There's different techniques you can learn. I study the mind shifting technique. You have chuck buck. There's different approaches to the method. Another thing that I do love about acting is it allows you to remain truthful in the moment, living circumstance to circumstance. And you learn things like that in your trainings. So again, acting isn't necessarily just about what you're doing in front of the camera. It's also about the business side of what you're doing behind the camera that also helps you propel in your career. So given that this industry is so opportunity based, and one thing I would definitely change about my career position is the amount of opportunities I get, right? We hear way more no's than yeses on a consistent basis, right? So, but that's one thing I would definitely change, the amount of opportunities. This isn't to say that I haven't had a lot of opportunities. It just says that I want more opportunities, right? Because as an actor, of course, we want to keep working and working and working to build our portfolio and ultimately get that experience, right? The more you work, the more we're able to harness it on our craft. So I would definitely change the amount of opportunities. But the beauty of being an actor is that we can create our own opportunities. It just depends on the skill of the work that you would like to do. So if I'm always, wanting to work, I can create my own work with a team of writers or just other actors. So we do have that capability to do that as well. But in regards to major productions and things like that, of course, I would like to amp up the amount of opportunities I've gotten in that area. Giving back to the community is very essential. So through my career, I love going to different colleges, different schools, high schools, and telling students about my career and giving them different resources and things that they can utilize to pursue something like acting. Right? Because the one thing about acting, it's tough. It's a tough industry. There are millions of individuals that are trying to pursue that one role that's at the top. So there's a lot of competition, and quite frankly, you think you're the only one on earth that looks like you. There's a lot of people that look like you, and casting figures that out, right? So I love going back to different schools and just having conversations with kids to give them insight about how to go about chasing your acting career or just chasing a dream in general, because chasing a dream is hard. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of faith. So going to different colleges, doing different workshops, hosting different workshops with other actors as well, to different students or even other individuals who just they don't have to be students like kids in school or anything like that, but just other individuals who are interested in the acting arena, or even other renowned actors or individuals that could be in the same space or acting space that I am. Having different workshops with them, talking to them, giving them the knowledge that I know, and just working the craft together in the community amongst other actors as well as other individuals who may have an interest is a great way to give back to the community, and that's something I do on a consistent basis.